Hey guys, I am Daisho and I am here bringing you a Magic Online draft. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've been wanting to do them, and every time that I do play one, I'm like, oh, I should record this, but I don't know, I just never really get around to it. So this is Theros block. I didn't feel like doing any of the flashback or cube or stuff like that. I'm not really into those kind of things. And right off the bat, we open pretty much the greatest rare here. I'll pull up the cards for you. Pretty much the greatest rare in the set, Mind Reaver. Not actually, this card is pretty much a terrible card and it's never worth playing. But we did open some decent cards. Area Worshippers is kind of a really sweet way to just take over a game if you can attack profitably with this guy, or just even attack with this guy and have it not die. Then you can untap and start making some Windrakes, and that's always sweet. Reap What Is Sown is not really going to be a consideration because it is 2 colors, so I don't really want to get into a specific archetype right away. But I think I'm going to take the Akron Skyguard. Just right-click it so I don't run out of time. But anyway, Chorus of the Tides is also a decent blue card, worse than Area Worshippers. Same with Deepwater Hypnotist. I think it's worse than both these, but I still think it's okay. Definitely better than Mind Reaver. And then Ferris Band Tromper and Setessan Oathsworn are also pretty decent choices. But a Akron Skyguard is pretty much one of the 3 commons that I look to pick over anything. It's this guy, Fall the Hammer, and Bolt of Kyrnos. And I think that those are the 3 best commons, and they really make this format go, and that's one of the main reasons why it works the way it does. Anyway, next pack, there's really only 2 even remote choices, I think. I mean, I guess Eater of Hope, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, there's a Shrike Harpy and a Retraction Helix. So the Shrike Harpy, probably a little bit more powerful in general. Retraction Helix is in a color combo that I like maybe a little better. I don't know. I do like white-black, and I've enjoyed it for a while, but blue-white, it just seems to be a lot more aggressive and proactive. And a lot of the times, in this format at least, it's easier to be proactive than reactive. And, I mean, Retraction Helix is technically a reaction spell, but it also helps your heroes out, gives them counters and stuff, and is a really good tempo play. So I think I'm going to take it over Shrike Harpy. There's a small consideration to just keep shipping black with Eater of Hope and Shrike Harpy in this pack, also Servant of Timuret. But yeah, outside of those black cards and this blue card, there's nothing really top tier that I am excited about. And getting a 3rd pick, Ifara's Enlightenment, after taking a blue card and a white card, is kind of nice. I still have to be a little bit cautious because, I mean, there's no guarantee that blue and white are going to be open just by seeing 2 cards. But that being said, this is one of the better cards that you can get for this archetype, and being able to pick it up right away is definitely a positive. This pack is a little bit more powerful than the previous ones. This one's got a Drown in Sorrow, which is very playable. Skirmisher and Excoriate are both average to decent white cards. These 2 are both decent red cards, and then Divination, Pillar of War are also playable. So almost every card in this pack is playable. That being said, it's very unlikely that I table... Well, I mean, yeah, so let's see. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, so 5 cards are going to come back, 4 cards. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be these 2 and one other card. I don't know. Oh, man. The Dunos River Trawler is exactly where you want to be. If I were in black-white, then this would have been basically the perfect start. But that being said, I'm very happy to pick up a Nyxborn Triton. It's probably the 3rd best card in this pack behind Swordwise Centaur and a Dunos River Trawler, but it's not by much. I mean, this card is very good. Let's do a Cost Sword up here. This card is very good. It's a 2/3 for 3 when you need it to be, and it's an awesome bestow when you need it to be that. When my creatures already fly, it doesn't really matter that this guy doesn't give them any ability. They just need more power at that point. And it's really helpful. Aspect of Hydra is also a card that I begrudgingly think is playable. But, alright. This pack, finally, we're getting into territory where not really picking up anything good. That being said, there's nothing really playable or too playable for anyone. I mean, Weight of the Underworld, Cyclops, Reckless Reveler are all fine, but not good. So there's God-Favored General, who I think is just completely unplayable. Revoke Existence, Sphinx's Disciple, and Nullify. So nobody really likes Sphinx's Disciple these days. It's getting a lot of hate, and I think I'm just going to pick up this Nullify. I almost always end up picking up Nullifies and then not playing them. Revoke Existence is an interesting one. I could play it, but I'd rather find a Ray of Dissolution at some point. So I think I'm going to go with the Nullify here and not be happy about it, but hey, look, we got our good friends War Chanter of Mogus was waiting the last, I don't know, almost all these cards were in the last pack. But alright, we'll take a Revoke here. I don't really... Actually, if I am going to play one Nullify, I'll probably play two. But no, I mean, Nullify is... There are a lot of occasions where you just cannot cast that card. So I'm going to take a Revoke here over Sphinx's Disciple. Yeah, this card is just too slow to get going. I don't know. Does not really work in this format. Okay, so now we are starting to see that green is pretty open. Unfortunately, we're pretty deep into both of these colors. We're like... Well, I mean, okay, so if we color sort here and we like ignore Nullify and Revoke, then it's just a Chrono Skyguard and Far's Enlightenment, which was my first pick and my third pick. So those like really might not be open, and I might have to audible into green-blue. Could splash white for this. Stratus Walk is not really such a big loss. I think I might actually take this Ferris Band Tromper here. I mean, a 7th pick Ferris Band Tromper is a pretty big signal, and the fact that I haven't seen any... Well, I mean, I've seen a little bit of white. Third pack had a couple of things, but for the most part, there's not really any good white cards in any of these packs. So, this pack doesn't have any playable cards other than Setessan Starbreaker. Again, this Sphinx's Disciple is really just a card that I'm fairly unwilling to even play. I mean, it's turn 7, you're drawing one extra card. Sure, if it gets going and it's a stalled board, then that's nice, but for the most part, it does not do enough. So I'm going to take the Starbreaker here. And of the white cards that I opened, this was a pretty good pack, I remember. So the Chorus of Tides was taken. I think I'm going to go with this Deepwater Hypnotist. Mortal's Ardor might be a bit of a better card for the deck. Probably not, though. And I do know that I'm in blue, or I have a better idea that I'm in blue than... Well, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm so set on blue. But I do like Deepwater Hypnotist. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up here. Alright, Ecrypsis is not a bad pickup. So outside of that Ferris Band Tromper, I mean, there hasn't been that much green going around. So it's not like green is clearly open. It was just one card. Maybe the pack was very heavy green. So can't really take that as too much of a signal. Basically, this format is really tough to read the signals. So the Skirmisher going this late is surprising, especially considering the fact that there was an Excoriate. There was only one other real white card in this pack. Divination, people aren't really too fond of it in this format. I haven't like played with it enough to really know, but I can see how just taking a turn off to draw some cards can be an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Skirmisher. And right now the plan is blue-white unless we get some severe signals to go into a different direction. But that does mean that I need to pick up some more creatures, because these guys are 2 creatures. So of my 6 creatures, 2 of them I'm probably not going to play. I'm not going to quite hide them yet. Charging Badger will never make any deck. War Chanter of Mogus has a small chance of making some deck. But yeah, black is the only color that I really don't want to be in, because I shipped a lot of good black cards. But, I mean, I could probably audible to red. I don't know. I mean, nothing really seems that open right here. So I'm going to be pretty happy about just picking up a Voyage's End. There's no real white cards in this pack. I mean, Lagona Band Elder and Evangel of Heliod aren't really very good. There's a couple of greens, but I mean, these aren't anything special. It's not Leaf Crown Dryad or even Voyaging Satyr. It's not Nessian Asp. So I don't know. We're definitely taking the Voyage's End here. Very happy to pick that card up. Not really expecting to table much. Hopefully the Lagona Band Elder, but I won't be too upset if I don't end up tabling that. And yeah. So far, still a little bit light on playables, and especially creatures. Would really like to pick up some Wave Crash try-ins, but I mean, honestly, as long as I get to fill out my curve, I'll be happy. I didn't pick up any Chorus of the Tides. Usually those guys go around pretty late in these kind of drafts, and this time I just did not see them, so it could mean that blue isn't as open as I'm giving it credit for. I don't have that many good blue cards. I mean, I don't have that many cards, I guess, so it's hard to really read the signals. I don't know, maybe I'm not doing a great job of reading these signals. I think that I'm a little bit unsure of where to go. Alright, so, well, these are some good cards in this pack. Mistcutter Hydra is going to be a beating against me. Nessian Asp is obviously insane. Hopeful Eidolon is very, very good. It's probably going to be the pick, actually. There's Vaporkin. Ordeals are so much better when you have heroes, or, I mean, not all Ordeals. Ordeal of Thassa is so much better when you can just cheat on the counters and immediately crack it, or crack it in 2 turns instead of 3. But I think Hopeful Eidolon is pretty convincingly the best card in this pack. Vaporkin is not, I mean, it's not the best card in the pack. Nessian Asp and arguably Mistcutter Hydra are better. Even, I mean, okay, I just like it better than Ordeal, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to take the Hopeful Eidolon here. Alright. So, not too much for me, not nothing. There's also a Fleece Main Lion. I'm probably not going to splash, though if I were to splash, that would be a reasonable card to pick up. I can still take a Snarecaster, which I am in need of creatures at some point, though it is usually easy to pick up a bear, and I think I'd rather have Snarecaster than Omen Speaker in this kind of deck. Well, maybe not. Maybe I would rather have an Omen Speaker. I mean, it's not as aggressive per se, but it does allow me to scry to my better cards and like my heroes or the things that help my heroes out. So maybe I will take this Omen Speaker. It kind of is awkward passing this card, but chances that I do play against the person who has this deck, like, there's a very good chance that somebody just hate drafts it, or somebody plays it and is thinking about splashing it. So there's a very good chance that I'm not even going to ever see that card again, and I won't have to worry about it. So we really hit the jackpot with this pack. Wish I could actually expect to table something from it if I had opened this or something. But yeah, I mean, Thassa's Emissary, Traveling Philosopher, Vaporkin, God's Willing. I guess there's an outside chance I'd table this Ray of Dissolution, but I mean, with only 3 real cards coming back, and Satyr, Piper, Annul, Benthic Giant, March of the Return, and Silent Artisan in a pack, it seems unlikely. Anyway, Thassa's Emissary is by far the best card. I think I can hide these green ones by now. What is that? What is that Lightning Strike doing in this pack? I have not seen that red is even remotely open, but I think it's Crackling Triton over Cavalry Pegasus. Pegasus is not very good. This is a Merfolk. This is a Merfolk. This is a human. Yeah, I think I like it better than just the random flyer. He doesn't really do that much in this deck, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously Crackling Train's not great. Also over Last Breath as like a sideboard card, so. Setescent Battle Priest, Mnemonic Wall, Burnished Heart, Lost in Labyrinth. Nothing exciting here. Except for the red cards. Red cards are pretty exciting, but we're not in red. Burnished Heart, not really a consideration. We have nothing at the top of our curve anyway, so I guess I'm just going to take this creature. Yeah, I mean, there's no real consideration. The other thing is just hate this Pharika's Cure, but somebody who needs Pharika's Cures is going to be able to pick up a Pharika's Cure. So, a second Setescent Battle Priest or a Glare of Heresy? I think I'm going to just take this Glare of Heresy. I mean, I don't really need the Bronze Sable just yet, and yeah, that's fine. So, a good white card, but not for our deck. Looks like blue-white might be a little bit cut, but we don't need that many more cards to make a playable deck. So for now, I'm just going to take this Horn Turtle because it's probably the best card against us, as well as being a possibility to play as a 1/4. So did not table the Lagona Band Elder, but I did get a Stymied Hopes, which if I am light, excuse me, if I'm light on playables, can make it in the deck. And this was the pack that was absolutely stacked for us. Triton Tactics versus Coastline Chimera. I think I'm going to have to take the Triton Tactics. I mean, it's very good with Deepwater Hypnotist and Retraction Helix, and we don't really have too many heroes. We didn't pick up any Wingsteed Riders, but I don't know. I think it'll be a little bit better than the Chimera overall. So Thassa's Bounty is a card that we're not looking to play, but you never know. So this deck really has not turned out the way that you hope that this kind of deck turns out, and is exactly what I was saying. Could not table any cards from that pack. Just not enough cards left in the pack. But, I mean, Silent Artisan is better than, like, a Scholar of Athreos for us to play, I think. I don't know. I'm not really going to hide anything, but definitely not very happy with this deck so far. Tabled the Last Breath. That's pretty nice. I have a bunch of these bad cards. I have so many bad cards in this deck right now. I have, like, Hopeful Eidolon and Thassa's Emissary as my only good cards. I mean, there's a whole bunch of these like 23rd cards, so my deck might just end up being 17 through 23 cards, are actually 23rd cards. All right, so we got a Winged Steed Rider. Can't really beat that. It's pretty much the best possible card for me. Maybe another Emissary, Thassa's, or Heliod's. Hoping to table this Hippocamp, I guess, or I mean, the God's Willing's not going to table, but yeah, the pack's not very good, so probably not going to table anything. Could still table the Hippo. Alright, so reasonable pick in Vaporkin. Artisan of Forms is also an idea and a thought. I do like this card a lot more than most people do, I think. I'm gonna hide these terrible cards. I'm not playing Last Breath main. I'm not playing Stymied Hopes main, hopefully. I really don't want to have to play this, but I might. So yeah, Artisan of Forms or Vaporkin. I think Vaporkin's just going to be better more. So I'm going to go with that. I do have a fair bit of targeting to turn on my guy, but probably not enough to make Artisan of Forms like really good. Alright, another Winged Steed Rider. I'm going to take it over this Nimbus Naiad. As I said, I mean, let's count. I got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards to bestow or target. I think that is enough to make it better than Nimbus Naiad, even though this is one of my favorite cards in the format. Alright, Centaur Battlemaster would be a nice, but yeah, I'm just going to pick up this Laguna Band Elder. 3 mana, 3/2 is fine. I have a lot of 3-drops now. I'm definitely not playing the Scholar of Athreos. Still looking to cut this guy and upgrade my pump spells and not play Nullify. I really don't want to play Nullify in a deck like this. I want to be tapping out and not... Whoa there, buddy. Where did you come from, sir? And it's a little bit good that I am also heavier on white. Well, not in terms of cards, but in terms of mana costs. I have more white, yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely going to take the Phalanx Leader. You don't really pass that card, so I'm going to do all I can to not play this Setessan Battle Priest. I might actually have to. The next card that I really want to take out is Hold at Bay, but I do want to keep my spell... Oh, Revoke Existence I also don't want to play. In fact, I'm just going to hide that for now. And hopefully... you can pick up a couple more cards. Unfortunately, this does not look like a deck that would even benefit from 18 lands. Usually that's where I'm looking towards. Ooh, got a Nimbus Naiad too. I looked at this pack for a second and I was like, man, this is a strong pack, but not for me. I don't know how somebody took, what, 6 cards out of this pack already? 5 cards out of this pack? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 5 cards were taken out of this pack, and there's still an Agent of the Fates, an Erebos' Emissary, and Annihilate's Disciple, and a Nimbus Naiad. That is insane, but I am so happy to pick that up. Another good dude here. Traveling Philosopher. I think that I want that over this Aqueous form. I only have 14 creatures, and I want... Well, okay, so is Aqueous form... Aqueous form's not even that good in this deck. I think this card is only really good in green decks. There's just a Tessin Griffin that I would play, probably, just as like a flyer. And we got another pack. So we could actually play this Evangel pretty reasonably. Got a lot of white permanents. So it's either the Evangel or the Hippo. Leaning towards this Evangel, though. And if I'm still short on playables, then I can play that Silent Artisan just for the 2 devotion. To be a dude who blocks things. I do want to replace this with a Battle-Wise Valor if I can, but other than that, we're looking okay. Did not table anything from this pack, but I don't think I expected to. So we're just going to take this gain save for the sideboard. This pack 3 really helped us. I think that it cemented the idea that I was kind of in the right pack, kind of in the right colors. I got a Bronze Sable. It's better as a 23rd card than Setessan Battle Priest. I could play this Decorated Griffin, I suppose. I don't think I want to. Ray of Dissolution, not a bad pickup. We'll hate another Scholar of Athreus, I guess. I mean, I could take this Flamecast Wheel. I've never played one of these cards, or actually seen one played, I don't think. I'm just going to hate that thing. Draft this, and then followed by Fleshmad Seed as my last pick. So this looks like the 23, not really too difficult. I could change one of the weaker creatures into a... What card was I even thinking of? It completely left my brain. Oh well. Into a main deck artifact or enchantment hate, either the Ray of Dissolution or the Revoke Existence. Probably the Ray. But yeah, I ended up picking a lot of weak cards in addition to the about 23 playables that I got. Maybe this thing will actually make the main deck. This is good. This is sideboard. Picked up one of each of those sideboards. I have a lot of sideboard options, actually, now that I look at it. I mean, Last Breath, Revoke, Ray, Glare, Gainsay, even Cetessan Battle Priest is good against decks that are playing 1-drops and 2/1s for 2. And I guess these guys could come in if I really wanted to block, but I don't see that being likely. What did I add here that I wasn't... Oh, the Ray of Dissolution. So, I think I want to play this Evangel just to allow me to win a game that my opponent sort of stalls the board out with like a flyer or a reach guy, because I mean I have a lot of flyers, but yeah, I would like to... I think I would play a Prowler's Helm instead of this, but the one that I did see, I had to take a better card over. I could drop this guy if I wanted to main deck a Ray. Yeah, I think I do want to do that. Not exactly sure why, but hopefully we don't have to play against that Fleet's mainline. Although Fleet's mainline isn't a huge problem for this deck, most of my wins are going to come through the air anyway. Yeah, anyway, this looks like maybe a 10-7 mana base, because I really want to cast this Phalanx Leader and these Wingsteed Riders. One more white card, sort of. I mean, this is both, so it doesn't really count. Yeah, I'm trying to decide 9-8 or 10-7. Definitely don't want to play this because that would screw up my mana too much. But I mean, I have a lot of cards that I would like to play on curve. I think I can go 10-7 and be okay with this. I knew that Magic Online would suggest 10-7. It always does. It always suggests more skewed towards the heavier color than I like. I guess that should tell me that I should be playing 9-8. I don't know. But, alright, so let's again count. We've got this. I'm pretty happy we picked up this Triton Tactics now that I have 2 Wingsteed Riders and a Phalanx Leader. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 ways to target my guys. That sounds like a lot. And I don't have that many guys that I really want to target, just like a good amount. But yeah, this deck looks good. So I'll see you guys in the actual game, and yeah, hopefully we'll win some games and destroy some people. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.